What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And we're going to watch and talk about the Hornets game from last night. Hornets versus the Mavericks. Your boy Melo Ball ended up with like 4.7 boards and a few assists. We'll get into that. I'll give y'all my thoughts. We'll probably watch some clips from the post-game press conference as well, and we'll just get into that whole detailed situation. Let's go.
I'm hanging out with my dude, AB the Hero.
What's up?
We getting it down in the ball state, baby.
Hey.
AB, way to get out on the lane. How you get out on the lane.
What do you thought about that, Jay?
I like that. I told you, he's a hustler for it.
Let's go. I'm out.
Alright, so first things first, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing this style of video more often, where we'll try to hit you like every morning or every day or so after the game. We'll get into it and talk about and just recap the game, pre-game press conference and stuff like that. We'll do that in this video. So subscribe, hit that noti bell and all of that good stuff. It's a decent amount of y'all subscribe. We're trying to get to about 10,000, bro. Let's get to 10,000. Can we get to 10,000? Why not? You feel me? For the culture. So we're gonna get into this. Right here I got the game kind of pulled up, and so we'll let it play, and then I'll kind of talk through what I was seeing. So as we mentioned before, obviously the Hornets took an L last game, you feel me? Took a huge L. What's the hell? There we go. Hornets took an L last night, and it's to a team who they beat the last time they played, like demoralized them. They made Luka Doncic look less than human, and I guess it was early in the season, so folks were saying that Luka probably was a bit out of shape and just was not as in rhythm. They got Kristaps Porzingis back last night, but also I guess the Mavericks had 5 different players playing or not playing as they had in the previous game. So either now the chemistry is better and they just an all-around better team, or the Hornets have some underlying issues that need to be addressed. I think it's these underlying issues, because we have talked about Coach James Borrego kind of keeping LaMelo off the bench. And at times when you have LaMelo coming off the bench and he's dropping a triple-double, you can look at that in 2 different ways. You can say, yo, why would we put him in the starting lineup when he gives us so much firepower off the bench, right? If you believe in that starting lineup as strong as it can be, and then you can have that bench with Miles Bridges and LaMelo come in and give you all the extra push to kick you over the top, then like it makes sense. However, what we're seeing is in a lot of these games, the bench is starting extremely slow. And you look at this game here, 32-18 at this point. The bench is extremely slow. I mean, the starting lineup extremely slow. I think in this game, Melo did not come in until maybe about 6 minutes into the first quarter, and maybe a little bit more. And to me, that's interesting, because in most games, once he comes in, he ignites the offense and you start to see them score a bit more. Did not happen as much here, and this is the point and the thing that I want to like really talk about, is that I have praised Melo over the last couple of days of being extremely mentally tough, right? So when you look at a guy who is the 3rd pick in the draft, right, and typically you get drafted that high on a team like the Charlotte Hornets, you expect to get put into the starting lineup right away. Didn't happen. You have a coach who has the guy who's in front of you who is struggling, and you're balling, and you're still looking to earn your time. Now, where I think that even Melo has to be human, and he got people in his corner who will probably keep him out of this funk. But what I can imagine happening is this, right? Have you ever been at a job before, right, and you are looking to get a raise, right, and you're working and working and working and working your tail off, you know what I'm saying, and you expect like, yo, if I do the best job I can, like they gotta give me a raise, right? But then all of a sudden you find out that, you know what, you're doing a great job, but the reason why we can't give you a raise is because there's nobody underneath of you. You gotta have folks underneath of you in order for you to manage to make more money. And then all of a sudden you find out, damn, like there's no point in us giving you people underneath of you to help you do your job when you do your job by yourself so well, and you find yourself in a position where you realize, damn, there's no opportunity here. And I feel like in this circumstance with LaMelo, you're looking at it, gotta be looking at it like, at the beginning of the season, they told me, you have to earn your minutes. You have to earn your position on this team. You go through a weekend in which you give damn near 2 triple doubles back to back, and you still can't crack the starting lineup. You still aren't getting the high praise, the high I trust him with my life. When you listen to Borrego talk about Devontae Graham, in the last video I did, I was calling Adams all through the video. I was tired and maybe still a little under the weather. You can still hear I'm still congested a bit, but you hear the high praise that a lot of these other players get, and then you even see the adjustments to say like, yo, you playing good. Not good enough to take that job, but good enough for us to attempt to see what you look like playing with them, right? So you're starting to see this Hornets team play a lot of smaller ball because Melo is dominating the boards. So it's like, if we can have you dominate the boards and we can put you on the court with Graham and Rozier, then we'll look different as a squad. Like, it could work like that. So everybody could be happy. We can play you Melo extended minutes. We can keep Graham in the starting lineup. And for a guy like LaMelo, who I believe, and we've heard this, there was a live stream that JJ did and all of that, where he was like, yo, we're not playing this season trying to get Rookie of the Year solely. We're not playing this season to hopefully make the playoffs. We're not playing this season just to be like, hey, we're here, we're hooping, it's all good. We're playing this season to get the MVP. We're playing this season to win a championship. We're playing right now to accomplish the first team All-NBA type of stuff. And when that's your goal and you can't even crack the starting lineup, I can imagine that has to weigh on you. So I think that, I say all that to say, I feel like James Borrego, who is doing a good job of keeping the morale of certain players up by not inserting Melo too fast or not making changes too quick, has to be cognizant of the fact that he may also be demoralizing or negatively affecting the psyche of some of his other guys. Now, I already said this to you. I think that what separates Melo from a lot of folks is that he's been through a lot of different experiences and is mentally tough and has a good enough circle around him of folks who have experienced that lifestyle to kind of keep him grounded in it. But I think that you're adding more to the plate, right? So what I mean by that is, if I have to worry about basketball and I also have to worry about keeping my mental strong, about off the court, about this locker room dynamics and stuff like that, it can affect my play. And I think that when you looked at this Hornets team last night, the energy that they came out with, the boost that they normally get from the guys off the bench just did not look the same. And you see the final score, 104-93. And to be honest, the game probably wasn't even that close throughout the game. Like, it was damn near a 20-point plus game for the majority of that game. One of the things that I do want to also pull up here, and let's go check out the box score for a second, and then I will pull up the post-game press conference with your boy James Borrego, and we'll listen to that a bit, and I'll give you some thoughts. So let's see. All right, so you got down here your boy LaMelo, 25. Let me pull it up a bit so we can see him down here at the bottom, right over the AB, the logo. You got your boy LaMelo, played 25 minutes. And which is about what we're starting to see him kind of get to an average. And tonight he was not super effective. As you see, I think he was probably like damn near 0 for 8 before he got his first 2 points or something like that. Started the game missing a ton of shots early, 0 for 4 from behind the arc, missed a free throw. These free throw percentages is really going to hurt him. Once it starts to look like towards the end of the season of like how many free throws you're making, because if you go 0 for 1 and you only shot that's 0% for the day. You know what I mean? So once they start throwing them averages together, that'll look crazy a bit. Let's see. Let me scroll this up. All right, so here we go. So yeah, 4 points, minus 15, still dominating on the boards. 7 boards, 5 assists. Started to really move the offense a bit and get folks involved in all of that stuff like he normally does. I think that what people would love to see from Melo be consistent, right? Because obviously consistently he's rebounding, but it's the scoring, right? You look at that night where he got the triple-double. He had 7 shots before he missed one, and his first miss came on like a third quarter buzzer beater, quick 3-point heave type of situation, but before that had not missed. So his shooting percentages and things of that nature are have the capability to rise and rise and rise, but it's just these off nights where you go 0 for 4 or something like that will kind of bring that down. But you see his off night from the bench in general. Look at the Martin twins. One of the Martin twins had I guess a decent night, 4 for 5, but you got 0 for 5 from I don't know which one of these is, Caleb or Cody. You go down here, Miles Bridges 0 for 3, and he's been stroking from behind the arc. They got so desperate last night that they damn near threw Malik Monk in the game for the first time. And the Malik Monk situation to me is crazy because he's somebody who's supposed to be a hooper. You know what I mean? Came in the league with De'Aaron Fox and Lonzo and those guys, and should have been a hooper. And I think that what's stifling him, and honestly, if I'm being honest, I think that he probably should have gave up the jersey to LaMelo, because the reason why he was not playing towards the end of last season and was not playing at the beginning of this season is suspension for some type of drug issue or whatever. And I feel like being a team player and saying, you know what, man, you have a number, you know what I mean, would have probably made it seem like he was more a team guy, and probably gave him some positive light in some folks' eyes as far as getting an opportunity, because I feel like they are still pretty much punishing him at this point for kind of stuff that he got into last season. And for a guy Borrego who, to me, what I've heard from him a ton of times when he talks about Devontae Graham and some of these other guys, he really talks about trust. I trust him, I trust him, I trust him. And I can see how at this point they just don't seem to trust Malik Monk at all. So let's get into the post-game press conference from last night here. And we're only going to watch a little bit of this. There's not anything like super Melo specific, but I think that just the overall chemistry and functionality of the team is kind of addressed in this. And it speaks to some of the points that I was talking to earlier. And it's one of those things where I know you obviously know what the issues are, so you know how you should address them, but just got to. So let's listen.
So to be able to, you won 4 straight, and to have a game like this, just weigh your thoughts on it to not get the win where you guys wanted to tonight.
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed we didn't get the win tonight, but we battled. Give them credit. They played well in that first quarter. The rest of the way, we won the rest, 2, 3, and 4. We won that stretch. We just had a poor start, poor first quarter, and playing from behind all night. But I thought our guys battled. Nobody gave in. They could have easily gone the other direction. We hung in there. I think we cut it to 9. We got 2 or 3 stops in a row. Those shots didn't fall. If a few of those fall, maybe it's a 4-point game, 2-point game. Give them credit, though. They played well.
All right. So let me pause that. And I think that you heard him say something that is important. All right. A few things. One, the start. We started poorly. This is becoming a redundant thing, right? And so when folks are pressing him, and there's a pregame interview where they pressed him about the starting lineup, making those changes, and he said basically, nah, like I'm thinking we're gonna keep Melo on the bench, like that's what's best for him, is what's whoa. And to me, I think that when you are consistently having starting lineup issues, this is a coach who has talked consistently about testing different rotations, and we want to see what these people look like together, and we're going to test this and we're going to test that. And the main issue that you've had in every game that you lost is starting the game you have been behind. But that is the one place that you don't want to test nothing. You're not evaluating anything in that starting lineup, and we all know why. You're trying not to have to put the boy Melo in there because you feel like at this point folks will have pushed you to do it. But for somebody who was such a analytical coach evaluating, I think he's a smart coach. I love the ball movement that they're playing with. I love the some of the sets and stuff that they're running. But at the end of the day, if you are evaluating all of these different lineups and all of that stuff, you have to then make an evaluation and test out what your starting lineup will look like. You are starting behind in game after game after game after game, and you are not making changes to the one ailment that you have. Second, third, and fourth quarter, once folks get going, you look good. The first 6 to 7 minutes of every game, you look trash. You bring in one guy. There's a game where they brought Melo in, and he assisted or scored on the first 6 to 8 points. And they had only scored 3 points before he got in the game. Somebody has to talk to my dog Borrego. Jordan, is it Kupchak is over there? The whole front office, and they really got to get them to understand that it's bigger than the bullshit that they got going. Now, if you look at him right here, this is now something that y'all probably don't know about me, but you know what I'm saying, your boy has done extensive had research or had trainings on nonverbal communications and all of that stuff. So if we really were to go and analyze some of the stuff that he was saying in this statement that he just made and look at his nonverbals, I'm sure that we can see a lot of bullshit.
You guys wanted to tonight.
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed we didn't get the win tonight, but we battled.
So let's say if you look down, if he says, yeah, we're disappointed, and his head goes down, that means, yeah, he's probably fucking super disappointed.
You know, give them credit. They played well
look at that,
in that first quarter. The rest of the way, we won the rest, 2, 3, and 4.
Now, you see, as he talks about them, and then I'm going into too much, but you see him talking about the being disappointed, them playing well, head down. Then he goes into how they play well, head comes up. You see his whole posture and stuff change.
He just had a poor start, poor first quarter, and playing from behind all night. But
playing from behind, you see, just look at the byline. Anytime you talk about, you can see the.
I thought our guys battled. Nobody gave in.
Like a dude. Nobody gave him.
They could have easily gone the other direction. We hung in there. Then we cut it to 9. We got 2 or 3 stops in a row. Those shots didn't fall. If a few of those fall, maybe it's a 4-point game, 2-point game. Give them credit, though. They played well.
Give them credit, though. Head go down. They play well. Now, this year, touching your nose, all of that stuff, covering your mouth. It's maybe some shit that you want to say, you're not going to say it. Damn, I might have just got over with that one. I bet you it's a small smirk behind that.
Will, go ahead.
But let's see. We'll listen to one more.
Hey, JB,
we'll get out of here.
Excuse me, Fox 46. Their length looked like it caused a bit of a problem tonight. Just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, they're big. I mean, we felt their length all night. We
Pause.
tried to get to the rim, tried to get to the paint. They made it tough for us in that area. So nothing easy for us tonight. In a game like this, we were going to have to make some threes. And for us, 10 for 38 was just not going to be enough tonight. And that's what length does for you at the rim, especially. They make it tough. So we didn't get enough in transition. That was probably the area we could have tried to score some easy ones in transition.
And your transition guy is LaMelo Ball.
We didn't get enough done there.
I think what's interesting, and I'm going to cut him off right there, is when we go back to the box score here, bam, and we look at when he says, we could have, speaks to the importance that a LaMelo Ball has on this squad. And right now, when he's playing well, Miles Bridges is playing well, they win ball games. So I think that he has done a lot to affect this starting lineup and bring Devontae Graham to a positive plus 10 plus points a game score, but has to do more to make sure that these guys on the bench are consistent and feeling it and able to contribute to the game in their best way possible. And I think that once they accomplish that, this Hornets team will actually be pretty damn good. And I think that you see what the East is doing. Your boy, the Brooklyn Nets, had to go get James Harden because they scared of my dog Melo. We done already talked about that, but I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all sub to the channel. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We are out.
Be the hero. No, not peace. Plus triple beats. We out.